do you feel today, Barbie? Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I feel great. It's so nice to see you. And yeah, I'm glad that you're doing this. It's kind of like a nice way to catch up and talk about life and all the stuff that we've been doing in our journeys as artists. So it's kind of cool. I also have my own pick.
You have two pigs now, two pigs for the price of one. So cute. Rosie is saying, "Oh my God, she's so cute." People are already fangirling about you. Okay. Um, so tell us a little bit about you, Barbie. When did you started? Like, oh, I love drawing. When did you decided this was your thing? And meanwhile,
Oh,
I'm gonna
I have
open
an extra
Ciro.
example.
A little guest, Ciro cameo, cameo de Ciro.
Stop.
If you want Ciro on the next interview, say it. Say on the chat. We want Ciro. Ay. And
but yeah, with art, I always was in and out from like drawing stuff like that.
mhm,
And in high school, I think I always wanted to do the projects where you needed to do the presentations. I wanted to do it by hand, just because I was able to draw and stuff like that. And I didn't really draw a lot during like high school
mhm,
or anything like that. Just I knew I liked it, and it wasn't like I was exploring my art side or anything. I was just trying to do like realism and stuff like that,
mhm.
just to learn how to draw. And then when I was applying to college, I got accepted was in visual arts, which
Mhm.
is more art. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, what the fuck? But I just went with it. Um, and I actually really liked it. I didn't finish um, my degree in Venezuela just because I also flee the country. um, but the 2 years that I was in Merida studying with you
Mhm.
and all the people, amazing people that we met, it was really nice. And I learned about a lot about art and a lot about me too. And the the thing that we're seeing right now
Mhm.
was the final project for one of the classes,
Yeah.
and it was supposed to be like a presentation we were going to do in the science building, but I don't know what happened that we didn't show it there. Sierra and
Mhm.
I think we were just like in Kahi and we didn't go there. But for this one, I asked a bunch of friends
Mhm.
how they were feeling about the situation in Venezuela,
Oh
and
wow.
I wanted to get the expression that um, they will feel. And they sent me a bunch of pictures, and I asked people that was outside of Venezuela and people that were inside Venezuela. So there was there's like a couple people that were studying with me, and other people that I met years ago. And it was a really nice way to also connect with people and to talk about all the situation. And I also, with that one, I put some of the things that are hanging are
Mhm.
bones from the farm, and
Mhm.
it's like cow bones. It's like the one in the middle, right there, in the center.
Here. Uh huh.
And I just wanted to represent all the chaos that was happening and all the weight that was holding us
Wow.
as young people in Venezuela.
Mm.
But yeah.
Wow. They really made us go deep, or Do you think when you said that you learned a lot about yourself when you decided to study in Venezuela? By the way, Rosie asked if you were from Venezuela. She is. We studied together in art school, and so when you finished this piece, do you felt like you know I like you not only learn a lot about yourself, but like you learn stuff about your friends while when they were sending you their portraits.
Mhm.
Were you able to, have a little bit of oh boy, we are all going through it in a way.
Yeah, and it was funny because I asked some people, and some people rejected
Oh,
the to be in the project just because it was too much for them, and sometimes they actually supported the government, and
oh,
they were like, "Oh, I don't really have bad feelings about this.
okay.
I feel okay with what's happening." And I was like, "Okay, I don't want to have you." Well, it wasn't like that. I actually wanted to have like different faces and different emotions,
Mm-hmm.
but they just didn't accept it,
Oh,
which was surprising for me because I thought a lot of people was in the same boat.
mm, get it. I'm gonna change the music so something more relaxing while we look at the rest of the pieces. And also, did the because we have to apply with an exam for that art school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you fail? Because I have like a different outcomes from the people that took that exam. Some of them have to do it twice, some of them didn't study anything. How was that process for you to get into the exam, and how did it go for you?
It was pretty smooth. I actually got into visual arts and interior design
Mm.
in art in the architecture building, but that program was going to start 6 months later, and I was like, I'm in a hurry. I want to study right now, and my plan was to do both, to start on arts and then do a parallel with interior design, but that never happened. And it was fun because the time when we were studying for the exam was really nice because Siri and I were just like hanging out, and he's my husband now, but at the moment we were just like friends and stuff like that, and it was kind of cute. And between one of the classes, it was funny because I told him that I love him, but it wasn't like like I love you or anything like that. It was like I love this that you do, and he was just like, oh, you said it, and I was like, no, no, that's not what I meant. But after that, we started saying I love you, which is kind of cute.
Oh my god, it's a love story. It's something funny that you guys did, and it's like these these people. When we were studying, I remember you guys say that you guys were brothers, and we
Oh,
were like, wait a second. I was like, yeah, Ciro and Barbie are
I
brothers, and we
forgot.
were like, wait a minute, brothers don't do that stuff. I might not have a brother, but I know that. And then Ciro one day was like
That's
tired
not
of
how
it.
it is.
Ciro was like tired. He said like, we are not brothers. We are a couple. Stop saying that. And okay.
I think we said it to someone just to mess around, and then it kind of spread. Like people didn't know if we were a couple or if we were siblings, and it was just funny. And we just let it be for a little bit, and then it was just like, okay, it's getting weird.
Yes, the joke is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Ay, Dios. So I have another question. When you get inspired for drawing like anything out of the blue, what makes you feel more? What are you more drawn into when you need to get creative?
I usually like to draw women
Mm-hmm.
and portraits and the women figure. But I also, it depends on what's happening to me at the moment. And for example, when I was in Venezuela, I wanted to portray how I was feeling about the country. And when and during COVID, I was trying to explore myself, and it was like, what a COVID it was. It was just like a chaos and um, a lot of new things, and you by yourself, probably with family. And at the moment, I was with serious family, and I felt a little bit like trying to discover myself, doing yoga and all these spiritual things and meditation, and also like a lot of introspection. And then I realized that a couple of pieces that I was doing at the time were more dark and with contrast,
Mm-hmm.
and little color. Um, so I think the things that inspire me are usually just what's happening in my surroundings, and draw a lot into um, trying to express that, and things that I think I would like to tell people.
That's gorgeous. Thank you for sharing that. We're watching some of your studies. Yes, the studies folder.
Yes. So those portraits,
Uh-huh.
a couple of them are from pictures, and a couple of them are from the drawing night that was in Stockton, in the city that I used to live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was every Wednesday we have models, and we
Oh,
will draw them alive. Like they were be sitting in front of us for 20 minutes and then change to
okay.
another model, and sometimes they will sit for an hour, divided into three. So 20 minutes, then a break, 20 more minutes, and then a break, and 20 more minutes. Um, and all of those are with charcoal.
Charcoal. What about this one?
That one was a picture
Mm-hmm.
of a friend, and she was jumping into the lake. Um, and I was experimented with markers, so
Mm-hmm.
I just did it just like a Sharpie.
Nice.
But I wanted to see how can I get like depth just with markers.
Mm-hmm. A really nice practice. Do you prefer like a specific medium between traditional art, like from all the mediums you can use in traditional art, like charcoal or pencils or acrylic? Do you have something that you prefer?
I prefer charcoal
Mm-hmm.
recently, just because it's kind of like painting.
Mm-hmm.
With and it's still messy, but it's not as messy as actually painting with acrylics, and it's more freeing than graphite, just because you have all these values, and you can just throw charcoal there, and you already have a mid-tone, and you can
Mm-hmm.
start taking out all their values to get, I don't know, you're drawing more faster than just with graphite, I feel.
Wow, so cool. Do you also get inspired besides, for example, when you need to search for a reference or for inspiration? What other sources of inspiration you receive when you need to, per se, I say it again, to get inspired?
I actually collect a lot of dry flowers,
Mm-hmm.
and I use them. I have used them in just like the flower. I put it into glass and put some other materials in the background, or I just scan them and then use the digital version, and then I do digital stuff with them. And sometimes I draw them, trying to study how the different flowers and stuff like that. But I also use reference just from like Instagram or from Google, just if I don't have anything and I'm maybe in the train or I don't have anything around that I want to draw, I just pull up a reference and I just do it. I um, I draw a lot is like that, just through references and trying to get close to it, and then sometimes I want to deconstruct them, and that's what I do with a continuous line.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's I'm not like Zero that he gets like some crazy stuff in his head and he can easily draw it. Um, for me, I have to see like a reference and then I have to study them, and then after a lot of study, I might be able to draw. For example, flowers and stuff like that. I can now draw them without reference because I have done it many times.
You have the muscle memory for drawing flowers now.
Yeah, and leaves.
So pretty. We get that little Bob Ross icon on the chat from that. This is really beautiful. I really love the textures that you're able to create with charcoal. This is charcoal too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So pretty. Nice. And I love knowing more about the technique you use for that flower. Can you tell us a little bit more about this technique? I know that you did a tattoo on Ciro's, like one of Ciro's tattoos is with the same
Mm-hmm.
this type of like continuous line. Can you tell us a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more?
Yes. Um, with continuous line, I actually found out about it in studying with you
Mm-hmm.
and in the facu in college. Because it was one of like an exercise that the professor gave us, and after that I was very drawn to it just because you have to actually see something and do the drawing without lifting the pencil or the pen that you're using, and you have to actually 90% of the time you have to look at whatever you're drawing and you don't have to see the paper, and that's a great exercise just to learn how to focus on the person or focus on the object. But for me, it's been super fun just to do it and explore it. Just besides being an exercise, whenever I don't know what to draw, it's just like if I see, I don't know, like a theater or a book or anything like that, I just do it in continuous line, and it's also very nice. It's like meditation for me.
Nice.
Um, it's pretty cool, and I always wanted to mix it with paint and color,
Mm-hmm.
and I always try to do it, but I haven't found a way to make it more than just a continuous line. I think I put a piece there that I have acrylic, and I started it as continuous line, and that was my
Mm-hmm.
sketch, and then on top of that I started painting. But I think that's on the other folder.
Let's check it out really in paintings.
That's on, yeah,
Which one of
I
these
think
ones?
is that one.
This
Mm-hmm. The last one.
one. Uh-huh.
Yes. Those are the same, but it's just the process.
The process.
And mm-hmm. And for that, I didn't put the first one, but it was just continuous line.
Uh-huh.
And the rib cage that I had on the other drawing was what inspired me to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yes.
left the rib cage for this one, and then I started painting on top of it.
This is oil or acrylics or
Yeah, oil.
oil.
I um
Wow.
and then for the last one, it's how it is right now, but I haven't fully finished it. I want to keep working on it. But it's a study to both see how can I intertwine the continuous line and have something that is flat, but
Mm-hmm.
also trying to get the realism, but just using black and white.
Wow. It's a challenge. I feel like using oils is, for me, it's really difficult to blend. I feel like I really like how quick it's blending is with acrylics or with other type of mediums. So when I'm trying to blend with oils, oh my god, I find it so like
It is hard.
it is
Yeah.
hard. So this is really amazing what you have done so far with this paint. It's really, really, really.
Yeah, I still have to finish it. Because that one I was doing it when I was in Stockton a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I had this studio where the background is,
Mm-hmm.
and all the artists that they I was around, they all knew how to work with oils. So it
Mm-hmm.
was kind of nice because I was like, I don't know how to do this. How can I mix this color to get this color? Um, and they also had extra materials, or my paint was dry and they will give me a new one.
Oh,
So it was kind of nice. But now I don't have that, and I don't have the space.
oh. But it's so nice to know that all those artists in the studio were so supportive and also so helpful. It's really nice. It's a really nice
Yeah.
environment to work on.
Mhm.
Oh. Have you ever had to deal with like there's this stereotype that I don't think it's that intense right now anyways. But some people say that artists compete a lot with each other. You know, like uh,
Mm.
so have you ever have to struggle with that in like in a studio or anything like it, or your your experience so far has been like with these guys in the studio?
It's funny because at the same time we're helping each other, but at the same time we're competing with each other.
Okay.
And it's like we need that, you know that someone is producing, so you have to produce. You
Okay.
know that someone it's working towards being in a show, and you
Okay.
also want to be in a show, so you have to produce too.
Mm.
And but at the same time they want to help you, they want you to be in the show too. And it's that kind of like nice and healthy competition.
Nice.
And
Mm-hmm.
I feel in college I also felt the same way, because everybody was producing, everybody was trying to do their best.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you were in that atmosphere, you were also inclined to do your best. Like you were hoping to see what the other person did. And when they show up, you were like, what the you're so good. So it's nice. It's nice to have that.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love that we're breaking all that toxic stereotypes that some people that I don't even artists say. You know, like sometimes it's like a little bit discouraging when people just compare your style or your type of stuff with like, oh, but why is not realistic enough, or why are you not drawing a perfectly accurate Deadpool on a paper with Prismacolor? It's like, well, that's not my medium. Leave me alone. So I love hearing these stories that the there's healthy competition now, not just oh, be the very best at drawing a realistic looking whatever. So now I'm looking at this painting. It was, I think it's one of my top favorites when I was looking at the pieces that you sent me, because I don't know, it's so cute, it's so pretty, and every time that I see little bugs, I remember you and I remember Zero, because you guys were always looking for bugs or having bugs in your hands when we were in art school. So can you tell me more about this, because it's so cute and it reminds me a lot of you guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I also was going to wear a bug as a color, but I didn't. But yes, we love bugs and we collect them. And for these pieces, I wanted to use bugs, but I wanted to give it a narrative too.
Mm-hmm.
And for this one, it's I was doing a class in feminism
Mm.
history, and what I wanted to represent was the kind of like the hidden truth, or the stereotypical patriarchal society, that everything in the world, in the hands of the male.
Mm-hmm.
And for us women, even as things are progressing, and now we can study, and now we can work, and now we can decide not to have children and all that, is still there's a barrier for us, and it's not the same
Yeah.
that to be a man. um, you still get paid less, you still have to raise the children, and if your partner your partner left, you're as a woman, you have to be with the children, and you have to be nurtured, you have to be loving, in all these things that society still expects from women. And what I did was the hands, it's kind of like the word, that's why I also draw
Mm-hmm.
like a little circle on top, and it's also to represent the light that it's coming from this box, which are the hornet beetles. And the hornet beetles, only the male are the ones that are very cool. The women are just like any regular bug. Um, and the blue ones are the female that they're trying to climb up, but there's still a barrier, which are the hands. And I wanted to put the hands not with the actual color of like white hands or brown hands or anything like that, but I wanted to put them kind of like they're dead, kind of like
Oh.
all this is kind of fucked up, and it's unfair, but we're kind of walking into dead hands, and it's like this dead society that we still have to go on with it. But yeah.
Wow. I'm so glad. I'm so glad we're making this interview. That was a mind blowing explanation of this painting. And I hope it really makes you hopeful for the little female bugs on. But then you're like, when they reach the top, everything is dead, man. What the fuck? Nah.
Here's another hand.
And the bugs on top are fighting because, damn.
Yeah, it can be represented as they're fighting or
Uh huh.
they're dancing,
Oh.
which is it's funny because I put them as they were fighting, but I put this piece on the catalyst in Stockton in the studio, and people were like, "Oh, I like the dancing bugs," and I was like, I like that better. It's
Yeah.
like the male are like dancing in the dead hands.
uh, so pretty. Yeah, the hands. I like the concept too that the hands are just discomposing dead
Hmm.
people hands. Budare Gaming said in the comments it's a victory dance.
Yeah, it is.
uh, do you have this painting right now, or where like when with all the paintings? Because I have seen that obviously you paint a lot, but have you managed to like keep all your paintings to yourself? Have you sell them? Have you give them away? Where are your paintings right now?
This actually, someone has it.
Uh
Someone bought
huh.
this one.
Wow, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I actually really liked it, and I wanted to keep it, but I was like, okay, just take it from me, my baby.
Your baby is now in somebody else's hand. Oh, I do want to know how do you how do you get over that fear? Because I have that fear right now. I haven't finished all of my paintings, but I already have some of them that are really really personal. But I do want to sell them.
Mhm.
I wanna be able to, make a let's say a living with my paintings. How do you get over the fear of okay, I have to sell it. This is somebody else's piece now.
Well, I think there's two things there. One, that the person that's taking it is gonna take good care of it, and
Mm,
it's appreciating your art. It's
mm,
appreciating
yeah,
you as a person, and the creative process that you went through to get the piece. And second, you're getting paid for it, so you have to
exactly.
put a price that you feel comfortable with it, that you're giving away your baby,
Hmm.
but you're selling it for a good price, because that's the value that you have, and that's how you get money too, because you're an
Yes.
artist. So it's it's kind of finding a balance between the two, finding a person that actually cares and finding the amount for the piece, the price for the piece that you feel comfortable, that you feel like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
someone has it and I feel good with it.
Perfect. Thank you.
But you still are like, I still miss that piece.
Of course.
But I know that if I talk to the person, I can go and see it in the play, so
Can
that's
visit
nice.
it. Yeah, can visit the dancing bug. Would I also
Yes.
say in the comment? Yeah, that's the whole thing about getting to the top while you realize that it's not what you expect it to be. And this interview
Yeah.
is fire. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Let's check the next piece. So I really like. Is this could be part of a series because now we're seeing like the same pattern but not the same. You know,
Yeah.
the hand,
Mhm.
the really like almost dead hand and a different bug. Can you tell me more about this one? It's so pretty.
Yeah. For this one, I still have this one. And I feel I will change it for a different bug, just because a butterfly it's kind of cliche. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing I wanted to represent with this was the like a beautiful, the beauty of the female, the beauty of women, and I wanted to represent it with a beautiful butterfly and a different butterfly. And I wanted to show that even if you're beautiful, even if you're free, even if you believe in yourself, and it's kind of like you're this strong woman, you know, eating the word and you're like fine with it, there's always um, the society that pushes you back, that makes you feel self-conscious, that you also have the male gaze, and you have to kind of like take that out, or just ignore it if you want to keep going and you know being all beautiful and whatever. So at the on the other hand, I have a ring, and it has like a little eye
Mm-hmm.
that is watching the butterfly.
Wow.
So it's like you're always being watched, and whatever you do, it's like you can represent it however you want to, but it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of that you're always watched as a woman.
Yeah, and it can be really scary. The feeling of always being watched can be really, really scary. I'm a little bit,
Yeah.
well, no, I'm a little bit, no, I'm very glad that I left the country where we study because there
Mhm.
I felt that it was particularly intense, that feeling of being
Yeah.
watched. Like you cannot
Mhm.
even, for example, I used to ride my bicycle in my
Mhm.
city, San Cristobal, and every time I go out riding my stupid bicycle, some guy decided to scream something at me, and one day I got so angry that I told them to, eat shit. And my mom was so angry at me, like a lady doesn't say that. Don't scream at the
Mhm.
crazy guys telling you stuff. A lady don't know. And I was like so frustrating. But wow.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to keep, like, ignoring them if you don't want to feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also glad that right now I bike every day,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody's like even looking at me. Like I even Edu, and
Buenas, Edu.
I even wish like they will actually be more attentive with me, because like cars don't even see me or anything. It's like they want to run over me. Um, but it's the difference too. But yeah, that's what I wanted to represent with those pieces.
Wow. This is oils too, right?
This one is vinyl and acrylics,
Vinyl and acrylic.
and a
Okay.
little bit of what's it called? Like not crayons, like pastels.
Pastel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty.
That's how you say in English. I think pasteles. I don't know.
Yes, pastels. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So this is some of your digital work, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you
Yeah,
tell me what software you like to use and how is
um
your
I
experience?
use I use Photoshop and I have a Wacom, so I'm old school. Zero now uses the tablet, but that's like it's both of us, but he uses it every day because that's how he gets money too. But and I don't blame him. But I'm stuck with the old Wacom, so that's why I haven't actually done a lot of detail art. These pieces were like from 2019 to 2022.
Hmm.
Um, and then I stopped because the Wacom got all wacky.
The Wacom
and
got wacky.
and then I was trying to learn how to do oils and stuff like that. But yeah, um, I use Photoshop for it.
Damn, amazing! I admire anyone who can use Photoshop for painting. I don't know. I'm really simple-minded when with using painting software. So if I cannot find the brush right there, I get like, "Oh, shit. I'm gonna find. I'm gonna find a simpler thing. I'm a monkey with with painting programs. So wow, you did this on Photoshop. Amazing. It's amazing. And
Yeah,
it's
it
also
took me a while though. It's like it's a lot of patience. And I started everything in black and white, and then I add the color. Um, but it's a process. It's like actually like painting like in physical because it's like you have all these layers and then you have to go on top of the layers and find the brushes and then find the colors and it's like a process and that I think that's why I also like kind of stopped doing it.
hmm
um
you need a lot
it
of
also took
patience.
a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With this one, I wanted to
Uh-huh.
explore it kind of like with the hands,
Hmm.
the light coming from the top. I wanted to explore the orange light coming from like a lantern on the water, and that was reflecting her in the face. Um, but yeah, it just looks like she's very orange.
I think I don't think she looks orange. I think she really I can feel the warmth of the light that you were talking about. It's a really well done light study. Yeah. Rosie, you like the word? She said, "Oh my goodness." So pretty. Oh, look, there's a screenshot here of the same piece but bigger. Wow.
Yeah, I actually unfortunately lost that piece.
Oh,
I um when I was almost done, Photoshop does that too.
yes,
That it
freaking
kind of
photo.
crashes and then you fucking lose everything. And then I was like, you know what? I'm done with you. And I didn't finish it. Now I regret it.
No.
Um, but for that one I was doing the water and stuff, and that's still the sketch for the water.
Hmm.
But I worked more on it, and then I had the light source. But then it got fucked up, so I never finished it. Fuck that shit.
Oh, but the 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 result you have so far is really pretty, really pretty. Yeah. It
Thank you.
works really well on black and white too, I think. Well, grayscale.
Yeah, I think it's easier for me too since I work with graphite and charcoal.
Hmm.
Kind of get all there's surrounding and kind of like the edges of the skin and make it look like it's actually there. It's better for me to see it in black and white. If I start with color, I go crazy.
So many possibilities with color. Oh, and
Yeah.
talking about color, look at this gorgeous piece.
Oh yeah, that was one of the first ones I did with Photoshop.
Wow, beautiful.
That was when I had long hair.
Yes, I was gonna ask you what was the reference or who was the reference for this.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell.
It was a self portrait.
Yeah.
Did you use this as just to practice, or was this also like a homework, or did you use it for something else?
That was just to learn how to use the tool, just
Hmm.
to learn Photoshop.
Wow.
But yeah, that's why I picked one of my pictures. and I had a self-portrait.
This will work really well as a really pretty piece for a postcard.
Yes, and
Pretty
I
pretty
should.
glitter in
I
there.
never posted that one or anything. I just kept it for me, just because it was just a study.
Nice. And we're watching it right now on the stream.
I know.
Ah! VIP access to Barbarita's pieces right now, everybody. Let's check. Aha, we got a video.
Oh yeah, those are very bad videos. I couldn't find the final ones
Uh-huh.
for the mural. But that was a mural we were doing at Stockton, and it was in a nook,
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to plan both the walls and the blinds. So we bought the blinds and I cured them with the same painting for the wall, and
Oh,
I painted all the walls and the blinds with a material that it's kind of like it makes it kind of paper.
okay.
Um, and then I did continuous line for all of it, and then on top of it I worked with wash to get the grays and
Wow.
um, the tones for it. But it's kind of like all continuous line, and for the leaves and stuff like that, I have another picture. I think it's the next one.
Mhm.
It's I got plants from the house, and I
Uh-huh.
was collecting the plants and drawing the on the wall.
Wow.
And I also did the lamp.
You did the lamp. She did the lamp too. What the heck?
Yeah.
Furniture designer. There she is painting the, the plant.
And that's me.
The plants
But that's the
should be
process. It was
really.
kind of like a continuous line.
Oh, you can tell that by now. Continuous line is part of your style, I think.
Yeah, I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the process. And in the chair, you can see part of the plant
Mm-hmm.
and the roots, and that's the roots that I got inspired to do the roots of
Wow.
the whatever that.
So pretty. That mural is still there, right? Nobody has touched it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hmm.
As it should be. So
Yeah.
beautiful. How did people reacted when they saw that? It's a work of art in the whole living room. Or what? This was the what part of the house was that?
It's a nook. It's like a Victorian house, so it has
Oh,
like a little living room, but it's next to the living room, and it's just for breakfast. People were fancy back then.
yes, a nook. Oh my god,
Yeah, I want a nook when I grew up.
so fancy. Oh, look, this is the painting, and this is you. The artist next to the painting.
Yes,
When
that's me when I had shorter hair.
where did this gallery happen? Where was located?
That's in Stockton,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where that piece is too. In Stockton, someone from Stockton bought it.
Thank you to the buyer of this piece. I hope
Yes.
the the dancing bugs are feeling cozy right now. Nice. Oh, Kudare
um,
made a question. What size was the piece? Put it again.
it was 8 by 10, so it's small.
Mm. Oh, good question. How much did you sold it for? Say Kudare.
That was 250.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say like I really like that piece, so I was like I don't want to go let it go. But if you give me this, then it's yours.
I'm happy that it's on good hands.
Yes, the hands are in good hands.
let's check some of the other stories that you have here. We will be checking them out. These were also from the models, right?
Yes. That's also a model.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and sometimes I will also take pictures of them since you already have the model, so you can do studies from the pictures too. But I think this one was a 20-minute study.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, would I say about the hands piece? You can sell prints of it. It's a really amazing piece.
Yeah, I actually wanted to extend it and make it digital. But I wanted to do the hands and kind of like the elbows, and underneath it was a bunch of blue beetles kind of climbing up
Oh,
to make it even more intense. But it's kind of like this body is just discomposing, but it's full of beetles, and some of them are still climbing.
wow.
But I still have to do that. That's a project. I will do it.
I love it. It sounds intense. I can even imagine the Beatles moving. Like, wow. It's a cinematic picture in my head now. Wow. Hey, there's some kitties here.
Oh yeah, that I was pet sitting her, and I loved to, uh, just like animals in general too,
Uh-huh.
and it was nice. She was really nice.
Aww. She looked like a really nice kitty.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Ginkgo.
Ginkgo. Ah! Shout out to
That
Ginkgo for being the model.
Yes, I actually needed to put a picture of her because she's so cute.
Yes, please.
Let me see. I think
Is she eating something in this one?
she is in which one?
In this one.
Oh, I don't remember what she had. She was holding. She was playing. Oh, it was a little sushi
Ah,
toy.
a little sushi toy. Oh, nice.
But
Oh,
yeah, I do the same with Lucas, the dog. But I have done it him many times. He's my muse.
oh, yes, we have some look up pictures right now, coming
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is the gallery and the models.
Wow,
And this one was in continuous line too.
wow, amazing. I'm so like inspired by the fact that you say that this was like almost therapeutic for you. When you, let's say, when you feel anxious or when you feel stressed or when you feel angry, uh, this also helps with those really intense emotions, or is it more you do it more when you are really relaxed?
Um, you know, it it when I try to do it by myself and try to draw, but I'm like arrecha. When I'm like in a rage,
Uh-huh.
it's like it's hard for me to actually stop thinking about everything, and like your mind is like overwhelmed with these toxic thoughts and stuff like that. But if I will go to this place in Stockton and draw with a lot of people, I forget about it because
Mm.
a lot of people is like in another energy and vibe, and I will just like concentrate on something, and then I will go back home and I'll be like, I'm relieved.
Oh,
Uh, but yeah, I think I have to work on that and maybe just do it by myself. I wish I could do that.
but it's really inspiring to know. You can just surround yourself with many people that also enjoy the same thing as you. That is
Hmm.
drawing people. Because for
Hmm.
example, I am really introvert. I don't know. I get anxious about meeting other people. I feel like, oh, they're gonna I don't know, reject me, or they're gonna think I draw weird shit, or I don't know, stupid stuff that is not real. So knowing that it's just day, it's okay. You can just go, and draw. People are not
Yeah,
gonna eat you alive. It's cool, and the fact that you feel relaxed after it is like maybe not so
it's
bad.
a big plus.
Yes, exactly. I should get out more and try again, not just draw on my
Yeah.
own. Yes. John, what's up, people interview day? Yes, John. Hi, meet my friend Barbarita. She's amazing. We are learning so much with her. So nice to see her work so far. How do you guys like the interview so far? John is so cool. I know he's gonna love this interview Friday. Did you ever did you guys ever switch the exercise? Like did you ever pose for somebody else and they draw you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes we wouldn't have. This is just volunteers that will be passing by,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like, "Hey, do you want to sit down for like an hour, and then you're gonna have cool drawings afterwards?" And people were like, "Cool." Um, but sometimes we were unfortunate to have models, so we will draw between each other, like us artists. And it's hard to be on the other side. You're like still, and sometimes people will forget and will be like talking to you, and you're like, dude, I'm trying to not talk and do anything.
uh, John said that looks so cool. Is that charcoal? Mm-hmm.
Yes, that one is charcoal.
She loves drawing on charcoal. We have seen a lot of charcoal. This is also from the same model time, or is a different style?
Yes. Mm-hmm. But different studies. Those are 20 minutes each.
When you blend, do you prefer to blend with your fingers or with those those thingies? Because I know there's like some people say you should not blend with your fingers. Some others say you need to use the little pencil thingies, the
Yeah,
white.
I use anything when I draw with charcoal. Like I get charcoal all over my face, like my clothes. Like it's funny. The other day I went on Wednesday there, and I was like, I forgot that I'm so messy. And I had charcoal on my face, and people were trying to actually like clean it. And I was like, no, it's not gonna work. Leave it there.
It's part of the process
um,
now.
but I also do it with a little brush,
Mhm.
a hard brush, kind of to blend the edges, and
Mm.
that gives kind of like a mid-tone, which is nice. I also use the white thingy.
Mhm.
I use the eraser to get those pops of white.
Oh.
Um, and sometimes I just use my fingers when I have like hard lines and it's distracting me. I'm just like, ugh, I just take that away. Or even if I draw an ear and it's like misplaced and I'm like, okay, that's distracting me, I just erase it with
Mhm.
my hand.
Oh.
And that's the magic thing about charcoal. It's like so manual.
And I also love that you can create light with the eraser. Sometimes people are really close-minded with the magic of erasers, and that
Hmm.
erasers are awesome for creating light in this medium.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It's nice that the paper it's not with graphite, that it absorbs everything, and it's like the paper is done. It's like I'm done. I don't have any more white, and you're like fucker. I need it.
Oh boy. But I ask you, are you left or right-handed?
I'm right-handed, but sometimes I do continuous line with my left hand.
Nice.
Just
Ambidextrous.
it's nice. And this is Lucas,
Yes, this is
my muse.
Luca. Barbarita's
Um,
muse.
yes, he's so cute. Now he's retired in Venezuela, so I miss him so much.
Oh no, you literally carried him everywhere. He was sometimes I used to tell Gio when you post pictures of you and Luca that you were like a little like pastorcita with a sheep because you carried him
Yeah,
everywhere like a little lamb and the I forget the name of pastorcita. Just saying
Yeah.
hi. So
Yeah, he was my little lamp. I'm sad that
your little
he's gone,
lamb.
but he's living the life in Venezuela. He can get super expensive food because it's not expensive in Venezuela, which is
Cool.
nice. And he's old now. He's 13,
Wow.
and he has to go to the bath, and it was being very expensive here. Last time that he went, it was almost $3,000 just for a checkup.
Oh my God.
So it was time for him to go to Venezuela because it's like $10.
Nice. Wow. Wow.
But yeah, I need to find another muse. Right
Hmm.
now we have a bunny, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
And the bunny over there, like, I know I will never be Luca. This is a
Yeah.
really amazingly, let me tell you, this is a really amazing done work of volumes and texture of the fluffiness of Luca. And you just like, where was the, obviously the inspiration was this beautiful puppy. Even if he's old, he's still a puppy in
Yeah,
your eyes.
he looks like a play.
Yes. But was he playing? Like, were these pictures? Like, what was like? How was this moment for you drawing these pictures of Luca?
I actually wanted to get that fluffiness, and I was focused on his eyes because he has this big black circular, it's like buttons eyes, and that was the where I started all the drawings, and then I will try to get just little hints of the fluffiness for his hair and the head and stuff like that. Um, but I did this once with markers, and I started very soft with the like very light gray,
Mm-hmm.
and then just have little hints of darker gray to get a better sense of the form and his fluffiness and cute face.
Yeah, this one is so expressive. Wow, this one right here, the smaller one.
Yeah, he was playing. He was doing this. He was asking for me to play with him. He was like, enough, play with me.
Qué cosita. I love it. These are really, really good. John say, yo, this looks so realistic. Yeah, she's really good at capturing her puppies.
Yeah, I've done Lucas many, 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 many times. So
An
that's one of the
expert.
things that I can draw without actually like
Hey, here's a
see.
smaller one. I will buy this as a sticker any day. This is amazing. Yeah, I will have this
Yeah.
on my laptop. So so cute. And I really like that even if you are capturing his image in a realistic form, it, there's still this synthetism really well done. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Lucas, he's so cute.
And shout out to Luca right here. We have a
Yeah.
portrait
Oh,
of
there's
him.
another one.
Oh, this is
And
a
that one I
different
did it
puppy.
with pastels.
Uh-huh.
And someone has that one. His
Oh.
dad.
Oh.
But his dad bought it for me because they got divorced during COVID, and he was like, "I'm not gonna stay with Lucas, and
Oh.
I need Lucas, so you should sell that picture to me." And I was like, "Damn, I don't have Lucas anymore, and now I miss. I actually like wanted that back."
Oh. Wow. Luca has gone around.
Yes.
Wow. It's such a cute way to, remember the pet that you lost with.
Yes.
Well, that happens sometimes. Like, who stays with the kids, but who stays with the pet?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh. But I'm glad they have something to remember, Luca.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We have another beautiful beer. Can you tell us about the technique? And
For that one, I used only primary colors, and I was trying to get that golden color just with primary colors,
oh,
and it was fucking hard. But that was the goal. It was just a study of color, and I did it with a beetle, with the male empowered golden beetle. This one.
Hey, thank you for following MP Rangeli. We got a new follower right now on the interview. Thank you so much. Wow, definitely. Yes, thank you for following, Marco. Eh, so definitely, colors are quite a challenge, especially just using primary colors. It, I think you one of the times when I realized, hey, I think I'm finally learning how to use colors is when you start mixing it and it doesn't come out like looking like the color poop, like yes, now I know how colors work because finally it doesn't look like poop.
And it's so hard when you want to get the actual color poop and it doesn't come out. It's like I fucking want brown. How do I do brown?
Uh, where is this? Do you have this beetle with you, or did it in
Oh yeah, that one is in my kitchen.
nice decorating your kitchen? Beetle kitchen. Oh, and the butterflies in the back.
Yeah.
Mm. I know you're really good at preserving butterflies too. That's right, right?
Oh yeah, I actually it's been kind of hard to find beautiful butterflies here in the States.
Really?
So I have like a couple, but in Venezuela it was like so easy.
Mm. Yes, I tell this story sometimes, but I remember when we were in art school, you were one of the first classmates that left,
Hmm.
and there was a random day in school when Ciro was obviously sad that he was alone, and he was like laying in a corner, all like a vagabundo, but he had a little butterfly on top of him on the wall. She was alive. The butterfly was alive, and I was like, Ciro, are you gonna get inside the class? And he was like, nah. And I saw the little butterfly on top of him, and I told him, "That's Barbie. That's Barbie next to you, giving you company, even though she's in freaking Peru right now."
Oh.
Yes.
That's like the little bird that was visiting Maduro. The Chavez. It was
Exactly.
being a butterfly.
Uh, oh my god. So I opened the folder of your projects.
Wait,
Yes.
I'm not saying they're ugly here.
Uh huh.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's hard to see them.
Uh
There's
huh.
not that many. In Venezuela, it was like you were out for a day and you will find butterflies. But I've seen monarchs. I've seen like beautiful butterflies, but they're like in reservoirs or they're in danger of extinction, something like that. I'm like, I don't want to grab the butterfly.
Of course.
They're migrating me. It's kind of like weird.
Yes. There are endangered species, so I rather let them be
Yeah,
a rare occurrence here in America. Yeah.
yeah.
Yo, this is awesome. Congrats to the artist. Thank you, Marco. Yes, she is an amazing artist. Can you tell us about this project that you're doing here? Because wow, what medium are you using for this one?
Okay, so I did my continuous line and then I threaded um a piece of plastic, like very thin plastic.
Mm-hmm.
So I made little holes, and then with thread, I just kind of sew the plastic. And if you see other pictures, you can see the thread on the plastic.
Wow.
But it's pretty cool the effect because then you have the image in the front, and the background will also um,
It
have
creates a
the
shadow.
shadow.
Yes.
Hmm.
Wow.
So I had a little piece of color in the back, just to make it a little, I don't know, like a little pop up with the background and the shadow. I thought it looked really nice.
It does.
And for that, I found these boxes
Uh
in
huh.
a Japanese store, and I was like, I want to do something with it. Um, so I just took out the front part and replaced it with the plastic.
Mm-hmm.
and then the inside is all construction paper,
Mm-hmm.
and just to make it like a white box. And yeah, there's like a little uh, tricks I did so to make it look like that. But all of those I sold. They are all gone,
They are
and two of
gold
them are in
also.
Mexico.
Nice. Did you sell them in the United States?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to like a little event, and we have a table, and I made them for the event. So it was kind of nice. All of them, I sold them in a weekend. And I
Wow.
tried to find more boxes like that because it was like successful, and I actually really like working with them, but
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find it.
Damn.
But I would love to work more like it's called acetato, the plastic.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I don't know how in English.
It's a really weird word in English, yes. And the
Uh, uh,
boxes, did you find them like in a Chinese store, but like those cheap stores or like a fancy
it's a
Chinese?
Japanese store, so
Ah,
it's
sorry.
like everything is super cute and cheap.
Ah, cool, cool. Yes, because I
Hmm.
remember when I was living in Chile, I remember I bought some frames for some of my drawings, and the frame
Hmm.
reminded me a lot of this type of box, but they were frames, not
Hmm.
boxes. So
Hmm.
maybe something like that could
Yeah,
work a little bit.
I even tried to find it online, but they were out of order.
Hmm.
Um, but maybe I can make it myself. I don't know. They were very cheap, so and then I found it and they were kind of expensive, and I was like, I have to sell them like for a lot more.
Yes. How much do you sell them for?
Those were I think like 65.
Hmm. Wow, but the technique you use is a really complex one.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I was experimenting.
definitely they should have been more expensive because that's for me. Oh, here's another one. For me, this technique requires, oh my god, a lot of patience. Every time I'm trying to sew something on my jacket, I'm like, when is this over? I don't have the same patience. I noticed on myself that I don't have the same patience for sewing with a freaking thread as much patience as I have with rendering a painting, or I don't know why.
Hmm.
So this is admirable, really, really admirable. Wow,
Yeah, for me it was kind of stress relieving.
cool.
For in that picture you can see the background better, the
Mm-hmm.
shadow and the texture of the thread.
So pretty. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm. Well, I think it should feel really satisfying the fact that you're creating a drawing instead of just putting things together. I think that's also
Hmm.
a game changer. The fact that you're creating a drawing with thread. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's nice. I would love to keep experimenting with that.
Mm-hmm. It's a really cool technique. It looks really cool too. Wow, here they are. You made this three, right? Just the three of you.
Yeah. Hmm.
And also, it's a really nice color choice. This orange, really soft orange, really.
It was the paper for Cyril was working with golden leaf,
Mm-hmm.
and this little paper was the one separating the sheets of paper, and
Oh.
I was like, this is so cute. I'm just gonna use this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, might as well. Nice. And we have a tattoo here. Did you make this tattoo or you designed it?
Oh, so that's kind of like what Cyril has.
Mm-hmm.
I designed it and Cyril tattooed it.
Nice. Hey,
So it's
teamwork.
a collaborative piece. But the gay orcas for our friend Totona.
Oh, such pretty orcas. When did you guys did this work? Like the date?
That was when Cyril was beginning tattooing, so like a year ago.
A year ago. Nice. Oh, the continue is nice. Beautiful. She
Yeah.
was. Were they happy with the orcas? Was Totona happy?
Oh yeah, yeah. They're always like, look at my gay orgas.
Love it. I love it. I love a happy client. Oh my God, press flowers. I admire this technique so much because it's so easy to kill the plants and have worms on them. So can you tell me more about this piece?
Yeah, so for those, I collect the flowers and I put them in against cartons and I save them for months
Hmm.
um, until I check them back and they're fine. And if they don't have bugs or anything like that, I also cover them and put them in a box. And it's like, don't touch it. That's mine. Um, and I use what's the name of this? It's a type of wood. It's like little blocks of wood that you put inside. I forgot the name. But that it kind of repels the insects, so that way you
Oh.
don't get pests. Um, and I just press them and for these ones I had a bunch of color papers
Mhm.
and I wanted to make something with the flowers and I was just experimenting to see how they will look together. So for this one it's a paper and then I cut at the center and I just was playing with the composition with flowers.
Eh, oh my God. I I'm saving uh that little, oh my God, what's the ese dato about the wood, because that's
It,
exactly something
I
that I struggle a lot. Like I really like this, but I never look into it and how to avoid the bugs, avoid the worms on the flowers. So it's like, oh, it was the wood, it was the all these things.
it's pine, pine.
Pine. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But you get it in the well, I get it like in Walmart and stuff like that. But it's like a little box,
Mm-hmm.
a little bag with pieces of wood, and then you put that in your clothes and stuff like that. It also smells pretty good. But
Mm.
it works for the box.
Nice. Such a nice. You can say, I love this. Oh my God, this one is so cute. Is this
Yeah,
also just paper, or did you paint it over it?
that paper I actually use watercolors to do it,
Mm.
and then I tried my best to make it a circle.
It's a really nice circle.
But
Yes.
it's very simple, but I really like it. That one, it's in my room. I don't want to sell it. It's kind of nice.
It's
And
really
for these
cute.
ones, I was inspired by Japanese art, just to make it really simple, kind of like a wallpaper.
It's really relaxing to see, and I love the color that you chose for it. It's so
Yeah.
such a nice. Um. Oh my God, I forgot the name of that color in English, but I love it.
Like blue, purple, violet.
Lavender, lavender, right? Kind of
Lavender.
like
Mm-hmm.
lavender. Uh huh. Like. Ooh.
No, a zero.
Uh-huh.
Un zero.
Hey, hi Tito. Would you be on my next on my would you
Hey.
be on my future interview? Say yes. Okay, we saw all the paintings one. Yes.
Oh, I took a picture of Totona's gay orcas,
Oh, what?
and I was showing that.
Hector,
Yeah.
Facu. Uh-huh, we watch all Facu. Perfect. Now, studios.
Okay.
Perfect. Let's check some of your graphic design, and then we're gonna check your behance. How does that sound?
Okay.
Perfect.
And designer didn't put a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's a couple things I been working on lately. That was for a bathtub race in Stockton. Um, And the concept is very, very fun.
Uh-huh.
You can build anything that
Uh-huh.
floats except for boat or use
Wow.
boat parts,
Uh-huh.
and it's a race. Um, and I made it for a friend. He's the one that coordinates the event every year, but the flyer that they put, it's just like a white fabric with red letters that they paint over every year, so it's very shitty. And I was like, I'm gonna
No.
make a flyer for you.
Thank you. Thank you for
um,
improving their design. Yes.
yeah, and I wanted to make it a very DIY kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So for the water, I use paper, and for the little splashes of water, I put like little pieces of like squares that are like splashing the water,
Mm-hmm.
and I use textures for the sun and stuff like that. It was really fun to do.
Oh my God. Bring your own unconventional water vehicle and compete. What was the craziest
It
vehicle?
is.
My God. So fun. People sometimes just surprise me. Life jackets are required. Good, good.
Yeah.
Uh, and have we have PDF here open.
Oh yeah, for that one, that was the last project right now I'm studying design
Uh
in
huh.
school.
Uh huh.
Well, I have a mix of too many things, but one of the things that I'm studying is design,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the last project that I did during this summer, and it was taking pictures of wooden blocks
Oh.
and making a book with all the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool.
So.
And it's just about contrast and black and white and creating depth with the blocks. So that was a nice project.
Wow. Bettering. Where do you use like an special camera to take these pictures or
Yeah, just my phone.
just your phone? Wow. Wow. I'm I'm amazed. This is so gorgeous. I'm in love with this one. I don't know why. This one has all of them, but I don't know. There's something.
The thing is, like, they're like this big, and
Aha.
in that one, it's massive. They look
Ex-
like buildings or anything. Like it
exactly.
looks weird. It's fun.
Wow. I love collage. Nice.
And for that one, we needed to edit the picture
Uh huh.
and put filters and stuff like that. Um, for the one before that one.
These are so
Um,
sick. They jump in the comments.
thank you. Oh, and this ones I started like uh, putting fire on them.
Uh huh.
That one I painted it all with a pen, a black pen,
Uh huh.
and then I flashed water by mistake when I was drinking, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna dip the block in the water, and then I had some paper. I was just like
Wow.
mix some picture with it, and it's so fun, and it taught me how to create these pictures and textures that you can use later for design, and you don't
Mhm.
have to use it download pictures from the internet, and you can just do it with your phone, so it's pretty cool.
Mhm. It's really cool. These are like look. John said this looks like they could be album covers for a god band, and I
Yes.
thoroughly support that statement. They really give you that vibe.
Yeah, they're very some of them are kind of violent. It's kind of funny. It's just blocks.
Revolt of
With
the
that
mass.
one,
Uh
it's
huh.
thread, and I'm holding the block, so it's kind of like flowing away.
Oh, these ones.
And
Yes.
mhm. And the next ones are with continuous line,
Mhm.
so it's just like draw on top of them.
Look at this. And these pieces of wood are tiny. these ones the same with the continuous line, or they were bigger?
No, the same.
Wow, I feel like Owen
They
Wilson.
were very cool.
This is so pretty, so beautiful. This is a really, really awesome texture. Like for design, I know a lot of designers will kill for this texture. So awesome. How did you manage to
Yeah.
make this one? What was the
So that one, it's that picture on the side on the left,
uh-huh.
and then we needed to put like filters and stuff like that to create
Oh.
another design.
Uh-huh.
And it's so fun because now I have all these pictures that I can make more pictures with them.
Oh. This. Wow.
Yeah, that's a ripple effect. It's kind of like a ripple effect, but I put I don't remember what effects I use. I just use like a bunch of effects in Photoshop.
Would I say like a ripple effect? What do you mean, the ripple effect?
Chito.
Bye, Erika. I'm going to work.
Bye, Ciro. Thank you for being a lovey-dovey husband to Barbie.
Let me know when you want to do mine. I'll try to collect some stuff to show.
Yes, please. We're gonna also
Alright.
have Ciro as a guest soon.
Ciro's gonna be a good one.
Yes. I want to ask you because for the people on the chat that don't know, Ciro and Barbarita studied together with me, and they became
And
a
Ciro.
couple and stuff. Yes. But how does it feel to have a partner that is also an artist? Like how is that for you? How is that experience? Having somebody also as creative as you living with you.
Someone is hyping up that you're coming. I don't know who's it's nice. I don't know a life without it. Just say. Ciro's family is very artistic too. They all do some kind of art. And on my family too, on my dad's side, my grandma also paints, and my dad also draws. My mom no, but bye. But it's nice to have someone that understands that.
Mm-hmm.
Just because sometimes he will be struggling with a tattoo, and I'll be like, "Oh, you should do this," and he's like, "Oh, duh, I do it," and that's it. Sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes it's like, "Shit, I don't know, you're fucked." And for me, the same. Like if I'm working for a design for a client or something like that, I'm like, Ciro, can you see this? And does it look right for you? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you should say something more than yeah, but okay.
He trusts your creativeness.
Yeah, it's nice, and sometimes we just have like dates in the park when we draw and stuff like that. So it's kind of cute. It's like a good kind of common thing to have with your partner. Oh, and here it's all with color. It's not my favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like a color study.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very different from the rest. I didn't know how to connect it. I just connected it because it was blocky. And then it starts to deconstruct, and then it's like collage with random things, including a Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's literally collage with pictures. And that was supposed to, I hated it, so I just deconstructed it and put like pieces of it. And yeah, and the other one I actually like, it's a collage with type, and we had it was a lot of work. We had to cut one single letter from magazines, newspapers, and stuff like that.
Oh,
and I
wow.
like, I don't know, like 200 bees to make that big bee. And then I had a huge bee, and I cut it, and it was playing with it, and I really liked the end result. And then we had to play with it and put more effects to it, so that's the one next to it.
Wow. So this is fully traditional. This beat, this is all traditional. Just
Yeah, that
Wow.
I hate. I had to use glue and be like all night, just like moving the things together, and then I will glue something. I'll be like, I hated it,
Oh my
and
god.
then to take it out, you will damage it. So yeah, a lot of patience.
A lot of patience and a lot of little bees. Bee, 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 bee. Everywhere
Yes.
the bee. The little bee in the corner. How big was this
Yeah.
piece? Like, if just doing a hand measurement, how big was the bee? How big was the bee?
Oh, I have it here.
Oh my god, we're
Let's
gonna
see.
watch the bee.
This- it's big. It's a big bee.
Oh wow. Yes. Wow. It's nice to see her.
But it has all the ones inside
Uh
here.
huh.
What else? All those are like very very small bees.
It's so pretty. This could definitely be sold as a poster. It's such a beautiful typography work and really creative too.
I actually like it.
Mm.
It's bee of Barbarita, but it's actually like break or blooming or whatever. But it's just for me.
Nice. And also this experimental one next to it is also really cool. Was this done with Photoshop or
Yeah, yeah. I
cool?
put effects with Photoshop.
Nice. Color psychology. This one right here. Was
And
this?
that was a collage
Uh huh.
for color painting, and I just put stuff on top of it. So the painting, the purple painting is actually Sarah's aunt, and I just
Mm.
put the white thing and the blue dots. That's all I did. Um, but it was kind of to symbolize that it's like a meditation igloo or room, and then you have this energy coming in, and it's kind of like relaxing.
It is. Do you have like a favorite color or color palette or like one that you like is your comfort zone colors or something? Or just like
Yeah.
experiment with all of
Pasa con zapatos.
it?
Um, I like the. I usually use a lot of purple and red,
Mhm.
and the colors from red to purple and all that palette gradient. And ¿qué estás buscando? Mm, no sé.
By the way,
Tiene mi cara.
Budare asked on the chat also, did one of the sorry, is the white thing a stroke or like a type or shape? Or also did one of the stroke or like blended it? The stroke of the
The
stroke.
white thing um is actually a picture of the meditation room, and I just got it into this like shape. Um, and then I put some um like effects to it, and now it looks more like three-dimensional too. Um, and the effect made that the thing inside it
Mhm.
kind of edited the background too, so now it looks more blue inside.
Nice.
And the other paint,
Mhm. And we reached the final part of the video.
and that's the end. Yes.
Now we're gonna check out your behance because Barbarita
Yeah.
also have this amazing
No, wait. I really think I like camera. Seriously, thing I hear people. Wait, I'm here.
Okay, so we saw this project already. This one's the one. This was the one that we
Oh
watching
yeah,
right
the
now.
one. Mhm.
We're gonna watch this scene, scene.
The scene. Yes, that one I made with the flowers, the pressed flowers, and I scanned them,
Wow.
and then I play with it in Photoshop. And then I added the type, and the little story that's there, it's how I got the flowers and some memories of them. Like some of the flowers that are there are from our marriage, like our
Oh,
wedding, and it was like for the crown piece, and so it's just like a little story how I got the flowers and what they represent for me, and kind of like I play with the colors and to kind of represent the vibe and the mood of how I was feeling at that time. Okay, to your left. I can put my camera again.
this is so so beautiful. Oh.
But that was fun. It was a nice project. Playing with textures and um, playing with overlaid
Mm-hmm.
layers in Photoshop. It's so fun. I created all those colors and textures with the leaves and the flowers, and then I will print them since it's from this is assignment for school.
Uh-huh.
I have access to the printer and to the scanner, so I was able to scan the pieces and then print them, work on them physically and draw on top of them, and then scan them again and put them digital. So it's nice to have that process because I'm really cheap, and I wouldn't do that like by my own, but having all the tools and being able to do it for free, I understand that you actually as a designer have to print stuff and you have to play with the paper, you have to print it several times to get the result that you want.
Mm-hmm. So cool. Look at this orange. It's such a nice,
And
such a beautiful way to preserve the flowers of your wedding. Such a creative way.
yes.
Wow.
A lot of eucalypto.
A lot of eucalyptus. I have heard a lot of positive things about eucalyptus actually. Like it's good
It's
for,
really nice.
yeah, like you can put it on your shower and it helps you relax with the, when eucalyptus mixes with the vapors of the shower. It's like really good for your
Mm-hmm.
health and all of that. So nice.
Oh, I have an eucalyptus tree in the botanical garden here. I'm gonna go and get some and put it in the shower to see what
Yes,
happens.
yes, yes, yes. Tastes really good. It's really good. Really good for your lungs and makes the shower more relaxing. So we open
Yes.
another project. Says Perpetua typeface poster.
Yeah, that one was also an assignment for a class.
Mm-hmm,
And we needed to do a poster for the type.
mm-hmm,
And the type I was given was Perpetua, which is an old type. It was going to be the Times New Roman from, a very popular type.
mm-hmm,
But it had like some rough stuff happening to the font, so the family was never completed. The family being the bolded and the italic and all that.
mm-hmm,
Um, and then the Time News Roman came and replaced it. So with the poster, I wanted to represent the values of the Perpetua font to
mm-hmm,
make it look kind of old, but at the same time modern,
mm-hmm,
and at the same time make it look fancy, um, and and delicate, and yeah. So those were kind of like the color studies I did after I got to the final design, and this was the end result, the purple one.
Finer
That
poster.
one.
Yes.
Mhm. But it was nice. It's I think it represents well the typography, and
Mm-hmm.
I like the also was playing with overlaying here and the transparency of the letter. But I think it reads well.
Mm-hmm.
But also have some movement. It's kind of nice. Very
Yes,
simple but nice.
there's
I don't like the blue
a
color.
really nice movement there. Really, really pretty. I love this one. And also, this one caught my attention right away. I love the colors.
Yeah, I was between that one and the purple one.
Mm-hmm.
But in digital, I think it looks better when it's red. In paper, it was just like, I don't know.
Okay.
Reprinted it.
So we got some more digital art right now. Wow.
Oh yeah, this one is a self-portrait with a bunny that is Lucas.
Look at all those things. The bunny! Luca is the bunny?
Yes.
You turn your dog into a bunny for this portrait. I love it. Well, how was the process of this piece? Like, you use Photoshop? Yes, of course.
Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
use Photoshop. Oh, I was going to put the sketches that I did for that one. That was an idea I had. I did it in a sketch, and then I was like, this is like a good composition to do in a digital piece.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't want it to create it like the other one that I did is just like me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want it to make it super realistic, but I still wanted to play with realism. So I did the face that it's more cartoonish, but the hands are more realistic, and the bunny is also cartoonish, and the clothes are barely there. It's like I put no effort in it because I don't want people to see it. I just want people to focus on the bunny. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the main piece, and that's why you have so much detail on the hands. It's kind of like you read
Yes,
it,
the nails.
hands and the bunny, and then you see my face. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of my favorite pieces, and I for this one is one of the successful one that I was able to print and sell a couple copies.
Cool. Oh my god, I love hearing that. I love
Yeah.
it.
Oh, and for the face, I what I did was I
Huh?
um sketch it and I scan it, and then I work on top of it.
Mm. Mixed media. We love to see that.
And
Nice.
for the bunny too, like it was the beginning was just like that. It was the drawing, the sketch.
Mm.
But yeah, Lucas is looking at you like, help me, or mysterious looking at you. You don't know.
Yes.
You
Look,
don't know what's happening to
he's
him.
definitely looking mysterious. But he knows stuff.
She turned me into a bunny. I don't know why, but I'm here.
More continuous line.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This one was a project I did. I all of them are postcards,
Mm-hmm.
and they were I printed them. Well, the ones I had were um, drawings I did, and then I scanned them and printed them on poster cards,
Mm-hmm.
and those were for the same art show I had. So I was kind of selling postcards because it's kind of cheaper for people to get something. So they were like $4, and it was kind of nice because people were like, "Oh, I liked your art, but I don't have money to buy an art piece," so they
Mm-hmm.
can just buy something small, and it's still my art. So that was nice.
Yes. Postcard saving the day for people that
Yes.
have a little budget. Yes. Wow. This is such a nice technique. You're a master at continuous line technique by now.
Yeah, that with this one it's been hard for me to sell them just
Mm-hmm.
because I actually really like them. So I have it in the living room.
Mm.
Um, and I'm like, I don't want to sell them. They're not for sale.
They're
But
for
I sell
baby.
the printed ones.
These are the postcards.
Hmm.
Oh, they're tiny. Love it. Wow. This is so
And
relaxing.
some some were friends, and
Uh-huh.
some of them were pictures I just pull from internet and stuff like that.
Dano Lugo say they look so cool and just say all facts, no print. All facts. They look so cool indeed. We're gonna see more design work. Tell us a little bit about this Kraken.
Oh yeah, that was a restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they were trying to do their branding. Um, but that was a couple years ago. That was when I was starting doing design.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like the concept for the branding.
Oh, I love the business card. So nice.
There were a seafood restaurant where kind of like high end, kind of expensive.
Mm.
So that was the intention with the black and the gold.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like fancy, but still kind of a little more natural too. So that's why it has the brown paper too.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel that your creative process with graphic design uh, and with, like visual art, do you think you feel the difference, or do you think it's the same process?
I think the process is very similar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very structured person, so I like
Mm-hmm.
to put like steps. Um, and I like to do research and stuff like that. That's part of what I'm studying too.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to be inspired by something that it's some kind of research. For example, the thing in Venezuela, the pieces on feminism,
Mm-hmm.
and the the branding. It's kind of the similar because you have a person that's coming to you and they have their own story. So you have to do your research on them to actually try to make it visually the same that they're trying to say. Um, so I think it's very similar. With art, I feel I take a longer time just because I don't have someone right there that is pushing me to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very slow when I want to try to finish a piece. Like I can take months, um, because it's kind of like I don't like it, but I have to keep working on it. But I don't have time. I don't make time for it. And for design, I have to do it for next week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like my mind is like, let's finish this shit. Let's rush it. Let's finish it. So I think that's the only difference.
Cool. You,
Ooh.
you definitely
And
take.
that one,
Uh-huh.
it's that one. It's I think like before I started um, art school in Venezuela,
Mm-hmm.
so it's pretty old.
One of your old, your first one.
hmm
Nice. So when you were studying art school, when you were in art school, sorry, in Venezuela, do you have like a favorite a signature, or like a favorite class, or like one that you say, okay, this one definitely changed. This was the before and after I took this class.
I think for BD, like
Mm-hmm.
bidimensional. I think yes, that will be the name.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that professor, she was very strict and she was very critical, and it was kind of like the beginning for design because it was a design class. So it was more structured, more a process, and you had to do all the tedious little things. And I was like, oh, so that's how you do it. That's how you can get something cool, because it's kind of like the blocks. That I didn't took a picture to get the final picture. I took like hundreds of pictures to get a one picture. But that's the process. Once you take the time to actually study the form of something, or study a concept and you do it like 100 times, then something good will come up. But it's not like the first thing that you try out, that's the final thing. And I think after that class, that clicked because I always thought, oh, I'm not a good artist or I'm not a good designer, but it was because I was not putting the time and effort for it. And after I understand that, I was like, okay, I like the tedious work now because I know I have to do it. But before that, I was just like, I don't want to.
It was a, yes, investing more time in it and realizing, hey, maybe it's not that bad. It's not that bad. The process that sometimes creatives are scared of or like annoyed of doing. It can be really rewarding at the end. Yeah.
It is. It is nice. And then in the process, you also learn things. You have a lot of emotions. It's kind of like, this is shit. I have to finish this by tomorrow, but you still have to do it. So even if you don't have time, it's you still have to go through that process to have something that it's not the first idea you had.
And right now you're studying, right? You're still studying. Can you tell me a
Yes.
little bit? Can you tell us all in the stream a little bit more about it? How do you feel right now with your class?
Yeah, so I'm almost done with school. I'm already done with school. It's
Oh my
like I don't
God.
want to study anymore. But I have 3 more quarters, so like half a year to finish school, and that'll be next spring. I'm excited for that. Right now, I'm studying sustainable and environmental design, and I'm taking science classes, math classes, and a little bit of business. And I want to work on energy since that's pretty big in California. And I'm also very passionate about sustainability and all the shitty things that we do to the climate. So I want to put my little bit of design and art and whatever I am into helping that side. And yeah, I'm also doing a minor, like a specialization in writing, and that's because English is not my first language, and even in Spanish I suck at writing. But you still need it to make proposals, and to if you want to be a designer, you need to write to people and tell them what's the plan before actually making the design. And also, the school I am in is very research based, so we have to do a lot of research and write papers and stuff like that. So I thought, might as well, all the work I'm doing, I just have like a paper that says that I'm decent enough in this.
No, not even decent. You're a master now.
One day. But and I'm also taking another minor in technology management, and that's more the business side. So it's a combination of science, design, and business. And that's the way I thought I could still do some design and at the same time make money. Because as an artist, it's even you have to be a zero, like you have to be really good at it to be a tuna artist. But just selling art and stuff like that, it can be really hard here. Like you can make a living of it, but my focus is to make decent money so one day I can bring my mom and my brother and have a house here and have a nice life in America, in El Peru. But yeah, that's cool.
That's the dream, and you're achieving it little by little, but You have always been an
One day.
amazing student. She was like more than a straight A student in art school. So I'm 100% sure that Barbarita is doing amazing right now. So all of those goals are gonna definitely happen. I can see them.
Yeah, it's pretty close. I'm excited for that.
Mhm. Oh my God, we have reached the final part of showing your portfolio. So that means that we're gonna officially open the questions for the audience in the stream, and I might also have some questions myself after this amazing interview that we just had. So right now, let's close the little screen that shows the gallery like this. Oop, perfect. Uh-huh. And it's officially we're officially open the questions round. But first, let's give a round of applause to Barbarita for showing you and for showing me and for showing us all of that amazing journey so far with the work we just saw. Thank you. Nice. The audience is going crazy. So, any questions that you guys want to ask Barbarita in Spanish or English? It's completely welcome right now. Anything, she's gonna answer happily.
Are those bananas?
Are those bananas? They look they kind of look like bananas, right? Crazy bananas, like hyping everything. I do. Okay, one of my questions is, I know that you also were or still are a yoga teacher, right? You teach yoga.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When you are giving those classes, like, did being in more contact with your flexibility and with your body, did that also inspire your paintings or your creative process? Being in touch with that part of your.
Yes, I feel dance
Mm-hmm.
and art for me are that outlet that I use to unwind. Um, just because I'm always like in the edge of things like creating and working and doing a bunch of shit at the same time. And when I have the time to actually teach a yoga class, I also feel like it's helping me. Sometimes it's kind of stressful because I had to also prepare the class, and I'm like, I'm trying something new. I don't know if they're gonna like it. But when I try something that I know it's gonna work, or even at the end, when I'm trying something new and people is like, I liked it,
Yay!
it feels nice, and that kind of gives me a time for me to relax. But I also have like a lot of things I would love to do and kind of mix both dance and art. And I feel like I will do it more with photography now that I know that I can take pictures with my phone. um, and just trying to do it with high contrast and just do the same work I did with the vlogs, but just with my body, and maybe see where it goes, just like an exploration study of form and color.
Wow.
um, but I feel I would love to keep exploring that. um, at the beginning when I was in art school, I wanted to explore more that because I was in a contemporary dance group, and I wanted to. I think I did a whole ABC, like the whole family of letters with dancers.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and I wanted to keep exploring that with flexibility and the things that you can do. Um, but then I got very into just like faces and just I don't know. I got kind of very immersed in that, and I feel I should explore it a little bit more.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that answer. Could I ask another one? He said, "Do you want to pursue design?"
I want to pursue design, but I would like to do product design. Um, that's kind of like the next year that I'm gonna do in school. It's gonna be just classes on product design, and it's gonna be more hands-on on engineer and science. And I want to use mycelium to do products and stuff like that. Um, and that will be part of design. I right now I work as a designer in a marketing company, and I could keep doing that. And if product design doesn't work, I'd be doing just like marketing. Um, but I would like to make more products and something more tangible with design and um, materials that are there for the environment more than plastic and stuff like that.
I love it. Thank you. Oh, and we have another question. This is by John. John say, "I have a question. What advice would you give to artists struggling finding their own style?"
I think your own style will come up. Um, like even for me or Zero, that we've been doing art for a long time, we still don't know what our style is. Like putting a label like this is my style, it's kind of hard. But once you put like today, you put all your work together, you will see patterns. You will see, for me, for example, I see that continuous line is something that it's happening. It's always happening. I see the color palette. I see some contrast and some highlights that I usually draw to. So you will see some characteristics in your art that even if you don't notice, it's something that always comes up for you. And those little things, and as you do art and you produce more and more, it will be more evident. Not only for you is never evident. You're like, I don't have a style. But for other people will be more cohesive because you will make pieces that kind of intertwine together. Um, and sometimes you will make things that they don't tell like a narrative together, but you have a concept behind it and a reason behind it. And I think that's all it matters. It's also for you to understand what you like, and what are your passions. And if you can put that into art, I think you will find your own style.
Mhm. Wow.
I think that makes sense.
It perfect. It made perfect sense actually. Thank you. And it's true. Sometimes I think we need to have a really open mind about finding our style, because at the end it's like you said, like we don't really know what's our style. We just know what we like to do the most, or what we like to create the most in this case, you know. And then it's just that you start to see the patterns, and it's like, oh well, this is my thing. But it's always the amazing thing about being humans and always be experimenting is that you can find on your journey more stuff along the way that are gonna also fit that style that you already have, but it's just gonna make it bigger and cooler and wow. So for example, today I was really inspired by all the techniques that you use, because even though they're really different from each other, like you like doing press plants, you also do design, you also do life drawing with charcoal. Everything still feels yours because it's it's made by you, so it has your essence. So don't be afraid to explore all these different mediums that might not have many relation with each other, but they're still
Mhm.
made by the same artist. And I think that's so wonderful, because it's like that you can still tell that's Barbarita's work, even if it's not all made with the same medium. So I think that's really cool.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that that is true, and I will encourage people to experiment,
Mm-hmm.
just to try new things, and that way you will learn what things you like, what things you don't like, and that's with everything in life, you know. If you always stay with a technique or a medium, then you will never know if you like to do something else more, or if you basically can be a master of something else.
Mhm.
um, but it all comes into, like you said, it's done by you. And even if you put two people or a room full of people to draw the same person, everybody will draw it differently and will be drawing a different detail of the person, just because as you see it, you have a different eye.
Mhm.
And that is the essence of who you are as an artist. And
Mhm.
it will be refined over time as you practice too.
No, it's true. John said, I freaking love that answer. They put like and we have another question by Budare. Budare is saying, do you approach your design work and your digital artwork same way? Or do you see a
Mhm.
voice and a style that repeats on your design work?
Um, with my design in digital art, I with art, I feel I experiment much more than I do with design. Just because with design, I feel you have a client, so you have to meet their needs. And sometimes there are clients that they're like, okay, be experimental and do something new. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna create this website and I'm gonna do all these flashy things. And then you do the work and they're like, I don't know if I like this. But if you do it for yourself and it's your artwork, it's like, okay, I did it, and if I don't like it, I just don't show it. Um, I think that's the main difference on how I approach my design work and digital artwork. And with respect of a voice that or a style that repeats in design, I feel I try to um, I don't know why, but sometimes it's kind of like very clean and a little bit minimalist, but at the same time, I try to incorporate my continuous line, for example,
Mhm.
and I'm always pushing it to see if the person likes it, or but at the same time, I like things in design to read well. I like if you like the perpetual poster. You had the perpetual letters on the top, and you have the transition in the background, but you still read it. And I feel with design, that's one of the things I like, and I do that with my art too. I like to have a focal point in how people is going to read the painting, or how people is going to read the design. I just want to have them guide them, and it's not confusing on how this is going to work, of it people will understand it. I want people to understand what I'm trying to say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So many amazing answers. Also, hi, Marianne. You arrived at the last part of the interview, but for anyone watching this later, this is also gonna be on YouTube, so we can show this to our parents and be like, "Hi, mom, I was in a stream interview." And aha, we got another design question from Budare. Shoot it out, Budare. Tell us, what do you have? We had a great time, Marianne. How are you feeling, by the way, Barbie? What do you feel so far for the
uh,
interview?
it feels nice. Thank you for having me. Um it's been a long journey with art in general in my life,
Mhm.
and at some point I was even thinking like dropping everything and just study business. And I
Mhm.
actually tried and did it for 2 years.
Hmm.
So I have an associates in business and economics. And then I was doing the specialization in economics and microeconomics. And I was dying. It was so fucking hard. Because I didn't love it. And I heard people talking in one class. One professor was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do all this and we're gonna take decisions for the people. And we're talking about uh, having taking the decision for pregnant women to have to give them money and to know how to they're gonna use it. So it's kind of for policies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's messed up because I don't want to take the decision for anybody how to use the money. I just prefer to give them the money, and then that way they can do whatever they want. And they were like, no, this is what you're studying. You're creating a continuous path for these people to do something. And I was like, this is, and like that is like, I little by little was just like, this is not what I want, and I don't know if I want to pursue 2 more years of this. And then I decided to do design and focus on environmental design. And I was like, with this, I don't have to worry about people. I can just worry about the planet. And that way I can actually use everything for all the things, all the tools I'm getting from school and life just for something that's bigger than me. Um, but yeah, thank you so much. It feels like I feel validated by this.
Oh, it's okay. I also feel so special that you wanted to join this little like dynamic that I'm doing on my stream every Friday, because I love listening to my friends get passionate about things. It just fills my heart and my soul. And also having the chance to give them this little space to share their work, because sometimes, like you say, sometimes we feel like we just want to drop out. We just want to quit. Just like, ah, fuck it. Okay, I love doing art, but it's never gonna, it's not gonna give me money or depression, something always comes out that you feel like you want to quit, fuck this shit. But these little moments makes you realize that, hey, I have put a shitload of effort and time and work, and I have actually gained money with this, so that means I'm a professional, because you have sold paintings, you have gotten graphic design works for restaurants and for a bunch of other clients, posters, flyers, all of that. I think it counts a lot in your journey as a
Yeah.
as a fully complete artist. And Budare also had another question. They were saying, do you have a favorite typography?
Um, right now I know it's um very basic, but my the typography that I've been using a lot is Futura because it has the family has it looks pretty well in all caps and it looks well in italicized. So I feel I can use just the family and I don't have to use other typographies with it. So if I'm doing a website or a flyer or anything like that, and if it allows me to use that typography, I use it. Just because it's so convenient and easy, and it's very versatile too. Like you can use it for a lot of stuff.
Hey, Budare say Futura is goat.
Yes.
Nice. Oh my god, I have a. By the way, everybody that has joined recently the stream, we are on the questions round. So, Barbarita, it's open to any question. And I have. This is a really complicated question. Maybe I'm trying to get overly deep here. Maybe my art teacher brain is like, let's see how does she answer this. It's quite difficult. I don't know how to answer it quickly. But
Okay.
in your previous works, you have shown me that you touch feminism topics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also you're studying something that is gonna help you in a way improve the problems that we are having with the how we treat the planet, the environment problem, the contamination stuff. And sorry if contamination is not an actual word in English. Sometimes I just spit words that sometimes sounds kind of weird in English. But if you could mix, or if you could blend both feminism and saving the planet into one project or one something piece, or you know, what could it be? What would you create? What would be the like?
Okay, it's funny you asked that
Uh-huh.
because as you know, I'm a woman that likes to do a lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very passionate about many things. And I right now I work for a consulting company,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only focused on nonprofits, which is pretty nice because it's, all the projects that we work for, it's for the people, for the environment, for a reason, for a cause. And we're raising money for a specific thing. It's not like we're gonna raise money to design a shoe that's super cool. It's something more than that. And I feel if I will have the maybe later on in my life, and if I want to, because it's fucking hard, I will have my own consulting company, and that way I can bring on, all the people I know that's super talented, and we can all together do something and get clients. And you work on a client for a couple months, you get the shit done, and then they're gone, they're happy, and they live. And then you had that reward that you did something for them, you work on a campaign for them, and it made an impact. And that way you don't have to go to a company and it's like always doing the same. You are always kind of doing the same process, but for different processes and different people, which is nice. So I will open my own consulting company.
I love it. Thank you for the answer again. Wow. Gotta say that's the dream. Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of work too. My boss is dying. She has like so much work, and I'm like, I don't know, I know you like to. But maybe I think it's worth it. So
Hmm, thank you. Well, I have that. Those are all my answers for this interview. So, if you guys want to make some final and some final what some final questions. Sorry, my brain got stuck for a second there. If you guys have some final questions for Barbie, she's here. And after that, I'm gonna ask you to request me a song because I always like to ask my guests a goodbye song, like "Thank you for watching the show" song. So
okay.
you can request any song that you like, that you want, and I will put it on as a goodbye song for the stream. Ay, Necopop dijo, coño, llegué tarde. Necopop.
Okay.
My friend, yes, we had a great time. Nos la pasamos muy bien. Vimos muchas cosas lindas que hizo Barbie y hablamos bastante. Pero aún tengo la mínima ronda de preguntas acá, como 3 preguntas que puedan lanzarle a Barbie antes de despedirnos por hoy. Dile a Barbarita que oin oin, dijo Necopop.
Oink oink for you.
Oh my god. Oh, Marianne said, are you on Twitch, Barbara?
No, I'm not.
And
But I sure. I think I have it, but I don't really use it.
and John said, what are your thoughts on steamed broccoli?
I love broccoli. I like it steamed with soy sauce, and I do a little blend with the soy sauce, and I do a little garlic and lemon, and it's so good.
Did you hear, John? You can try your broccoli like that. Maybe you'll like it because John is like a broccoli hater. So every time
Um,
there's a guest, they ask they ask either if they like mayonnaise. No, what are your thoughts on mayonnaise, or if they like steamed
what
broccoli? Uh huh.
that's funny. I hate mayonnaise. I love everything. Like I can eat everything, but I don't eat mayonnaise
Uh huh.
or like Coca-Cola or anything that has that's carbonated. I hate it.
Oh,
But besides that, I can eat anything, including broccoli. I also like it roasted with my air fryer. Things that I like from my adult life. Yes, I like air fryers.
oh my God, yes. Having an air fryer is also the dream. We dream
Yeah.
with that here in this house. In this house, it's like if Santa exists, we will ask him for an air fryer.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, let's see if we have more questions on the chat. There's like a dispute about broccoli. Oh, but I say even about the carbonated thingy drinks. You don't eat not even sparkling water.
I've been trying to be more open to sparkling water, and I make kombucha myself. So I really I'm opening myself to sparkling water.
Mm. Kombucha. The
Mm-hmm.
kombucha process is so cool. People that know how to do kombucha are like, wow, wizard. Edu. Edu say, oh my god, you guys are doing the questions, and Edu has a question for you. Edu say,
Okay.
ask Barbarita the top five favorite dinosaurs of all time.
That's a question for Zero. I'm very basic with dinosaurs. My favorite dinosaur is a Stegosaurus. It's so cute. It has like little empanadas in the back, so I love it. Um, I love the Velociraptor too. I love the Dilophosaurus. Um, I like Carnosaurus and the Allosaurus. But I'm biased because Cyril has taught me about dinosaurs, and I kind of like the ones that he likes. So I'm very basic with dinosaurs, at least.
Oh my god. Did you got your answer, Edu? What do you think about those dinosaurs? Oh, and Marianne asked, are we doing the Barbarita's husband on stage? Well, this time for this stream, we didn't do it because actually Barbarita is married with a friend from also art school. His name is Ciro, and he was on the stream. Like he before he went to work, he appeared on the little, on the camera, hugging Barbarita, all cute and lovey-dovey. So for this stream, we didn't do that little surprise because with some of my with my female streamers, sorry, for my female guests on on the previous interviews, I do like a little surprise for them, and I put like their current crush or husband, like celebrity or cartoon or like, well, actually there has some been like real celebrities, but for Natalia we had Miguel O'Hara from Spider Verse, and from Marianne we put Buggy from One Piece, the clown guy. So if I have to choose one for Barbie, the only one that I know so far is I would put Danny Phantom. I would put Danny
Oh
Phantom.
yeah,
You see, I would
yeah.
put Danny
You,
Phantom
you
like,
know me.
woo,
You know me. And you're not talking about One Piece. Ace
uh-huh.
is my crush since I saw him. I didn't know he was going to die. And then
Oh,
when he died, it fucking crushed me. Yeah. But I still love him. Yeah.
oh.
It's funny because it kind of reminds me of Zero. I definitely have a type. It's like,
Oh my
like I
god.
don't know Zero.
In Ciro hearing this part on the interview, like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Ay, thank you, Barbie. It's been such a nice time. Let's see if we have any more questions on the chat. Uh-huh. Ta-ta-ta-ta. Okay, 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 okay. I don't see any more. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Don't worry about it, Edu. If your stream is freezing, remember you can watch this later on YouTube, and you can put subtitles, because for some reason I noticed that when I see my streams on YouTube and put the subtitles on, the way we like pronounce words,
Yeah, no, it doesn't work for us.
it,
That shit doesn't work.
but for some reason I feel like it does the best. Like it really does is best to translate it. So I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
It's cool.
yeah.
Well, we got one more questions. The first person that does the question will get the last questions on today's stream. And then Barbarita is gonna give us the goodbye song to put it here, and then that's gonna be all for today.
Okay.
Yes. Tell us, everybody. and give me the goodbye song anytime you want, Barbie.
Okay, should I give it to you or put it
Yeah,
in
you
the
can you can
chat?
tell me the name. You can tell me the name of the song, and I'll put it on YouTube. Or if it's
Okay.
like too difficult, you can send me like a link on the chat.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's the on I today I woke up with a song in my head,
Uh huh.
and it's because Instagram has it like everywhere, but I also like the song, but I will it has to be the new song of Doja Cat, Paint in Town Red.
Yes! Oh my god! I freaking love that song.
It's so
Yes,
good. I
I
feel it's
freaking love
kind of
you.
guilty, but
I
it's so
love you.
good.
Oh my god, Doja Cat is such a problematic woman, but I still support her crazy shenanigans.
Yes. Well said, my friend. Well said.
Right. Edu say, I gotta go, babies. I'ma go buy pollo rostizado.
Bye, Ed. Te quiero, nalgadas.
Okay. Well, I think for tonight and for today, depending on the time, in Estonia it's 10:52 p.m. Can you believe it? So late.
Almost 12 hours difference.
Hmm. Well, I have a final question. Yes, I will take the final question from all the people on the stream. What is your favorite type of butterfly?
My favorite. Ooh. Um, it's a moth actually. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know the name of it. Uh, because it's a moth I got from Venezuela, and you know how it is. It's like nobody knows what the fuck is happening. Um, but it's a I can try to find something that's similar.
Mm-hmm.
I can put it in the chat.
Yes.
Um, but it is a very fluffy moth.
Mm-hmm.
It's white with black spots,
Mm-hmm.
like dots on top of it. It's like so cute, and the legs are so fluffy. And I don't know if I can put it in the chat. Let me see. Do, do, do. Copy. Oh no, I can't because I don't have an account. But I can send it to you. Oop, you can put it
Mm-hmm.
there. But yeah, that's my favorite map. I sent it to you on.
Ah, I got it. So cute. Giant leopardo mode. This is Barbie's favorite mod. Ah, look at her. There she is in all her glory. I love the blues. Wow. Had some little blue hues on the spots.
Yeah, the one from Venezuela wasn't exactly like that. It was more fluffy,
Uh-huh.
but that's similar enough.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much, Barbie, for being my special guest tonight. I
Yay!
love the time here with you. Doja Cat is playing in the background, just in case. So, oh my God, I'm so happy.
I can hear
Did
it.
you know that? Yes. Did you know that she like the backgrounds in this music video are paintings? She did the paintings on a Instagram live.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm not totally like a fan or anything. No.
I'm gonna check that out. It's like the video, like it's in the music video.
Yes, in the music video. I can send them to you on the chat. You can check them out.
Okay,
They're interesting. They're interesting.
that's really cool. I like that. I like that. Good for her. I actually like the music. I wonder if she sampled the da 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 da. It's just so cute.
Yes, she
I can't.
actually is from a really old song from a like a black women's group, and what they
Oh,
said
okay.
is
Yeah.
walk by on by, something like that. Walk on by, walk on by, walk on by.
Oh, I see.
That's what it says. And everybody was thinking, oh,
Oh,
she's saying like woman, but it's not. It says welcome by, welcome by. And I'm like, oh.
oh, yeah. I was like, oh. I didn't even know what that means. It's so nice.
Yes. Well, everybody.
And I
Uh-huh.
also love the cat.
Yes.
That's my favorite meme. The cat.
She has so many cats. I like her cats. Her cats are like her, kind of weirdly looking.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna put another round of applause to say goodbye. Yes, everybody, give a round of applause for Barbie and for this interview. Thank you so much.
Gracias. Gracias. My love. Oh,
And now
gracias.
let's say goodbye to everybody on the chat. Bye, everybody. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for the support and thank you for being so amazing. Bye.